Have you ever skipped a week with your blog and had that week stretch out suddenly into an entire month or maybe even a little bit longer? You are not alone. So in this video, I'm going to help you get back to content consistency and mount your own Britney Spears level comeback with your content in 30 days. Back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Haley Dale and I am a content and sales funnel strategist helping you create more productive, purposeful, and yes, profitable content too. So if that sounds like what you're looking for, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below this video for more value-packed videos just like this one every single Monday. We have all been there. Maybe you meant to post your blog post, but then you didn't get around to it, or maybe you're just taking a week off, but suddenly you make that decision to miss a week for whatever reason, and suddenly it stretches into 5 or maybe even more weeks. I've heard all the reasons. Maybe you got busy with client work or a brand new project, or maybe family or personal life took over. Maybe you took a vacation, but whatever the reason, your audience hasn't heard a peep from you and you're worried about just popping back up. This is the question I hear the most. So when people haven't been consistent with their content, they're worried that by suddenly starting to publish blog posts again, send emails to their list, start publishing posts on Instagram or Facebook, that all of a sudden they've been under the radar, not publishing anything, but by starting to publish again, that it's going to be right front and center and super obvious that they haven't been there. And so they're super worried about that. They feel like they need to come up with some really legitimate excuses to explain why that happens and just shove that down their audience's throat, or that anxiety prevents them from even getting restarted to begin with. And I have my own little confession when it comes to this. So back in 2019, 2018, I started a brand new business. I started a business called The Staring CEO, where I sell these amazing little CEO dare decks. So it's something that I have been using in my business for a really long time, the CEO dare method, to get myself out of my comfort zone. And I wanted to create my first product. And so I created the website, created the product, got everything ready, announced it to my list, was super hot and heavy for 2, maybe 3 weeks, and then I haven't posted in 2 years. So while you guys are watching this video for your content comeback and maybe starting to come back, just know I'm right there in the trenches with you on that other business, getting content consistent again and making my own content comeback over on the Daring CEO side. So even a content strategist could be guilty of this as well, because life happens. We all get busy. So this is about what you do when it comes to getting back out there and how to really make a splash in that comebacks and then scale it back into regular workflows and routines so that you don't have to go radio silent again. So this content comeback is 30 days long, broken down into 6 different phases of 5 days each. You can download the checklist that goes along with this content comeback down below this video. And so let's get started with your content comeback. Day 1 to 5 of the content comeback is the content comeback preparations. So we have 5 days where we're really like setting out the foundation and getting ready for your content. So this is going to be a little bit of prep work. So during day 1, what we want to do is we want to create your filing system and clean your desktop. So if it hasn't been a while since you published content, go into that content and marketing, maybe folder on your desk or your desktop or Google Drive, and just get that thing organized. What we want to do is we want to have individual folders for each of your blog posts, just so you know what you already have there and can create a clean slate moving forward for some of the pieces of content that we're going to be creating during this comeback. So that is day number 1, is to go set up that filing system, clean up your desk, clean off all the files. We want to make sure that you're really starting from a clean slate and aren't distracted by digital and maybe physical clutter. Then for day 2, what we want to do is we want to create something free. So instead of coming up with a bunch of excuses about where you have been for however long your hiatus has been, what we want to do instead is we want the first time that you show up again for your audience to be when you are offering something of value. So instead of the excuses, save those for later, we want to show up with something of value that your audience actually needs. So when I say create something free, I'm not talking about something super long or something super complicated, but I'm talking about something that solves a real problem. And it might be a checklist or a walkthrough or a template that they can use. So think about that, and you might already have something you can use, but what we want to do in that first post is show up with something of value. Then when it comes to day 3, what we want to do is we want to write a blog post about the freebie that you just created. So the first blog post that you do is going to be something that covers maybe the process of how to use the freebie. If you created a checklist, maybe you detail out each of those steps in that blog post, or maybe it's a bit of a story behind the scenes. But basically we want to create a tie to the freebie that you created on the previous day, and obviously include a form that they can use to go and sign up for it. So anyone who visits your blog post can get your freebie and also join your email list to do so. Then on day 4, what we want to do is we want to write a newsletter. And so this might be the first time that you've been in touch with your email list for a while, but we want to make sure that we're getting in touch when we have something of value, not just to explain away why you were gone. So what we want to do is we want to write a email about your freebie and also give them the link that they can use to access it. Then on day 5, the final day of this first phase is to fill your curation coffers on social. So what I want you to do is I want you to go and maybe sign up for a free Feedly account, or just create a list of sources where you like to read other articles, maybe videos you like to watch, people you like to follow. And what I want you to do is I want you to find 25 things that you can schedule right now on your social media channels to basically drive people to those other pieces of content. So if you are on Instagram, that might look like creating a story of, hey, I really enjoyed this article, with a screenshot on your phone. Or if it's on Twitter, doing a little, like a short post, retweeting that post or retweeting that video. Same thing on Facebook, just sharing it. We want 25 days of social media content scheduled out, in addition to what you're going to be doing yourself. So this is about just getting visible again and just starting to get in the regular process of publishing social media content, and curation can take us a long way. So like I mentioned before, if you want the checklist or the calendar that goes along with this 30-day content comeback, make sure to download it below this video. So we're in the second part of this comeback, and that's day 6 to 10, which is all about the value bomb. So we created some value and we showed up with some value in the previous 5 days, but what we want to do now is we really want to turn that volume up on the value that we're going to be delivering to your audience, basically making them really grateful that you've shown back up because of the way that you're showing up to be of service and to be helpful. So day 6, what we want you to do is create a system for your regular content. So this is about what is going to happen after these 30 days. So day 6, I want you to go and I want you to create a checklist for yourself of, if I'm blogging or creating videos or what am I doing, what are the different steps that I need to take? So a big part of the reason why strategies fail is when we don't have systems to back them up. So because we haven't thought through what is the most efficient and most logical way to really get this content out there in a way that I can streamline and systemize it. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a moment to really jot out your processes, and maybe you have half finished ones somewhere, but just take a chance to go back through them and what needs to change. Is there anything that needs to be dropped because it was the thing preventing you from showing up consistently? Or do you need to just overhaul the system completely or create it from the ground up? So day 6 is about creating those systems. Then day 7, we're going to write a blog post. So this is our second blog post of the content comeback. And for this one, what I want you to do is I want you to do a little brainstorm first of what are the questions that you get all the time from your audience about your niche or about your expertise. If you are maybe a web designer, it's how do I choose if I should do a Squarespace, a Showit, or a WordPress website? If you are a coach, what is one question how do I stick to my goals? What is one question that you get all the time? And what I want you to do for that blog post is simply answer that question, right? So if it's a video, just state the question and answer it. If it is a written blog post, break it down into the different pieces of advice or pieces or steps that they would take. But what we're going to do is write a blog post answering that single question. Then day 3, I want you to write another email, and it's driving traffic to that blog post that you created in the previous day. So on day 7, you wrote the blog post. Day 8, we're writing an email about that blog post. So basically letting your email list know about it. Then on day number 9, we are going to be creating your VIP social media list. And the way that I do it is this. So I like to create a list of everyone who's in my community, people who interact with me regularly. Maybe they're past customers or clients, but they're basically people that I want to show up for. And they're people that I want to support their content because they're supporting mine. Or maybe they're biz BFFs or people that I want to connect with more. And what I want you to do is I want you to create that list of people. And maybe if it is, you can save some links somewhere, or you can add them to one of your saved in the Instagram so you can quickly go there and interact with them. And then for the rest of this challenge, I want you to dedicate 5 to 10 minutes a day of going into that list and just hanging out with them and just like supporting their content, just having conversations. So 5 to 10 minutes a day after you create that VIP list, and that is going to be your daily engagement time. Then on day 10, what I want you to do is I want you to go through all of your past content. So maybe you have a content bank set up like I recommend, but just go through and I want you to pick out 10 posts which are your best of the best, the creme de la creme of your blog posts and content. And I want you to just save them on a list. We're going to do something with them in the next phase, but for right now, just identify what those top posts are. And if you don't have 10, that's totally fine. Just get as many as you can of posts that you could share tomorrow and that we can use to basically drive traffic back to your website and show up using your pre-existing content. All right, so we're in our third phase of the content comeback, and this is all about getting into the groove. So we're getting into the groove of showing up regularly, and this is our third phase. So day 11, what I want you to do is I want you to take that list of posts that you came up with in the previous day, so on day 10, and I want you to schedule out 15 posts to do with those top 10. So maybe you might have 2 for some of them, 1 for other ones. But basically what you want to do on social media is I want you to go and schedule posts to do with that post, with one of those posts from that top 10 list. So that is day 11. We're just getting more social media content out there in addition to the curation that you've already set up. Then on day 12, this is familiar. I want you to create something free, or you can go and grab something pre-existing and promote that instead. But what I want you to do, so this is again something super simple. We are going to create a different freebie here in a little bit, but for this one, we're just doing something simple again. So I want you to come up with a checklist or a planner or some kind of worksheet that people can use in your area of expertise, and we're just showing up with more value. Then on day 13, I want you to write a post about that freebie, about that simple freebie that you created. And this might be the steps or the story behind it, basically just more explanation of how they can use it, as well as include some forms where they can actually sign up for it. Then on day 14, we want to write an email to your existing list and letting them know about the free thing you just created. Hey, I just created this checklist. I think you might need it. So write that email and send it out and send them the freebie. So then on day 15 of our content comeback, it's our final day of the phase 3, I want you to go on a photo shoot adventure, and I want you to get at least 10 or 15 stock photos of just like scenes from your work. So maybe it's a picture of your planner, or a picture of your screen, or a picture of your phone listening to a podcast, whatever it is. But we just want to get some original content, some original photos to go with your content. And so you're going on a photo shoot adventure today and aim to get between 10 to 15 that show the behind the scenes. If you have any like where you're actually working on something that you do for clients, or maybe doing a coaching call if you have more group programs, or just something that shows your work in action. So get those photos. So then we're going to move on to our fourth phase, and it's called Enshi/he, or she, he, them, however you refer to yourself, and they've arrived. So day 16, I want you to outline a new freebie. So this one is a biggie. And what I want you to do is I want you to think of, so you might be doing like an email course or a like evergreen challenge, or maybe some kind of workshop or webinar, but we want to create something that's a bit of a draw. So something that can get people signing up for it. And we're going to lead it to your offers, right? At the end of the day, I'm all about you creating more profitable content. So I want you to outline what that new freebie is. And maybe you've had an idea of something. I have a video below that you can go and check out about how to choose a freebie, how to choose a lead magnet for your funnel. So I would recommend going there if you're stumped for ideas on what to create. Then day 17, you're going to write the content for that freebie. So this is where you're going to block out maybe 2 hours and just write the heck out of that freebie. So a very, very detailed outline of either that workshop or that quiz or whatever it is, but go and detail it out on day 17. 17. Then on day 18, I want you to edit that writing. So the magic is in the editing. So even if you wrote complete crap on day 17, on day 18, today, we are going to edit that up, polish, give it the polish, and get it out there. The second piece of day 18 is to design a cover photo. So we want to get a cover for that freebie, even if it's a workshop that you can use in some promo images. So on day 19, I want you to create an opt-in page and a thank you page. So we're doing this little by little, right? So we want an opt-in page, we want a thank you page. We want somewhere that people can sign up for it and somewhere that they go after they sign up for it. So then on day 20, our final day of this phase is to write a blog post showcasing one of your paid offers. So whatever your main paid offer is, I want you to write a blog post about it. And you might already have something that you just need to dust off a little, but basically step by step of how I create blank or how blank works. So basically give them a behind the scenes, step-by-step sneak peek of your offers, or maybe it's a roundup if you're doing physical products. So that is the end to phase 4. That brings us to phase number 5 of our 30-day content comeback, which is world domination. So day 21 is I want you to write a nurture sequence. So basically I want you to write an email sequence that is going to follow your freebie. So it might be something where you are sending a couple of those blog posts that you've already written and then pairing it with a couple of sales emails to make an invitation. Day 22, I want you to finalize that new freebie and test out that delivery system. So after today, it should be ready to go, ready for people to sign up for it. Day 23, write a blog post. I want you to write it about that freebie that you just created and obviously include a form where people can go and sign up for it. Then day 24, I want you to send an email to your email list about this freebie that you just created. Hey, I just created this for you. Or hey, watch this workshop, it's free. Then day 25 is all about promoting that new freebie, and I want you to spend the day promoting the heck out of it on all the platforms you can think of. So we are in our final phase of the content comeback, day 26 to 30, which is cruise control. So on day 26, I want you to write a blog post. So again, I want you to think of a question that you're asked all the time. So maybe we've already done one of these, but maybe you've come up with a second question, or maybe you can even go ask your audience, what are you struggling with when it comes to blank? And whatever the best question that comes out of it, I want you to write a blog post about it. So ask the question and simply answer it. That's all you have to do for this blog post. Then day 27, we're taking a break. I want you to take a creative pause, and you can either do a couple of things with it. You can completely check out and take a creative pause where you're not creating anything. We have done a lot of creation during this 30-day comeback, so you can either just take it all off, or the other option that you could do is you could go and gather some inspiration. So when I'm taking a creative pause, I like to maybe watch some YouTube videos, or I like to dive into a course I signed up for and maybe didn't go through. I like to maybe do some searching on Pinterest, but basically just getting some inspiration, and I like to journal the ideas that come up for me, for my own content, because in day 28, we are going to update your system. So we created those systems, we mapped them out earlier in this 30-day comeback, but I want you to pull that back out, knowing everything near the end of this challenge. I want you to finalize those content workflows. So get your checklist together, get everything together so that going forward, you're going to have no trouble maintaining consistency or knowing exactly what it is that you have to do. So then day 29, our goal here is to create a content plan for the next 30 days. So for the next month of your content. And I have a monthly content planning kit that you can use to do that. So I will put a link to that below for coming up with your next monthly content plan. Day 30 is our final day. And this is all about reflection and measuring and celebrating and looking at your successes. So I want you to go and collect all of your info and go and, new subscribers, any traffic that came during this 30-day period, engagement, growth on social, responses, maybe the things that aren't so quantifiable, but we want to make sure that we're gathering all of those metrics so that way like this 30-day comeback thing, it really worked, and I have a benchmark now for the next 30 days. Ultimately, I want you to be patient with yourself and repeat this comeback plan anytime that you need a boost. So even if you go through this whole thing and you're really consistent and then you take another break, you can come back to this at any point. It's a great way to make a splash and come back. So I want you to download the Content Comeback 30-day planner below this video. And if you're ready for your own content comeback, I want you to check in below when you're starting in the comments, be like, starting my 30-day comeback now, or what day it is, or ask any questions you have about the process. And if you want more videos like this one, click onto the next video on your screen and make sure to subscribe for new videos just like this one every single Monday.